And I talk to Bert all the time. He said that he can't drive really even during the daytime anymore. And
Nice man.
he's real nice.
And Helen is his wife. We work together lately.
I never met his wife. She talks about him all the time. But yeah, Bert said that he can't even see to write to do the radio logs. He's kind of really bummed out about his eye operations. It says every time he goes in and they say we're going to make it right, he said I think they make it worse. So he said I'm not doing this anymore, so I can still see something to watch TV or whatever.
Amen.
So don't see a whole lot of Bert because of that.
Well, thank you very much for being here. Better than being here by myself.
With all that food.
Jean made pumpkin pie, an apple pie,
All right.
and some
Chocolate
chocolate-covered
covered
strawberries.
You got skills.
And there is coffee brewing too.
Coffee is brewed if you want some.
If
Would
you
you like
want
some now?
some.
Not yet.
No, good.
Okay,
thanks.
so we'll have our meeting and then maybe relax to a more informal setting and have some dessert. Okay. This is a reorganizational meeting for the Garden State Angels chapter of Women in Aviation International. So, present are myself, me, Melissa Lekis, Joe Holt, Allison Holt, Kurt Stofko, Debbie Hamilton, and Jean Bunt.
Oh, you passed the test.
Hey.
We had contact from several folks that were interested in coming but could not be here tonight. The first person is Jim Candiletti, who pledges his support if he's not feeling well. There was a woman that contacted Allison, interested in the chapter, and she is also not feeling well, but she would like to be kept informed. And a young woman from the chapter from prior years, Laura McAllister, who lives in New York, could not be here, but she wants to be kept in the loop.
And a
So-
very, very excellent worker.
Yeah,
Laura.
yeah,
Very unbelievable.
nice.
Just the top of the line.
I remember Laura.
How so?
She, whenever you
You
give
give her a
her
task and she just
to
goes
do,
at it. You don't have to
she really
micromanage
goes
her.
at it.
Did she become a controller?
She's
Do I
an
have the right
aircraft
person?
controller,
Okay.
And she's
Very
a
good.
double I, instrument flight instructor.
Oh, very nice. I did not know that. Okay. All right. So welcome. Thank you very much for being here. I would like to keep the chapter going. This past year, there was talk of the chapter disbanding after having been formed, I guess, about 4 years ago-ish. Would you
Somewhere in
say?
the bylaws.
More,
somewhere.
about that. At least 3 Halloween parties ago. Missed the year. Missed the year. Probably was a year before that. So maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was initiated by Allison. Would you like to say a few
It was
words?
all of us.
Yeah. Would you say a few words? Maybe
Yeah.
just about the beginning and what we were looking to do.
What we would love to do, we wanted to, I had attended one of the conferences and they suggested that we go out there and start up chapters, and I thought it would be really good if we had one in New Jersey. So Joe got in touch with the girls, Melissa, Lynn,
Right.
and that's how we
Yvonne-
became friends, Yvonne.
Yvonne, yes.
And everybody came over to the house and everybody agreed, and we voted on positions, and then we moved on from there. And when you look at the roster, we have about 18 or 20 people.
Yes.
And it keeps growing, but like every other organization, it's always the same people coming to the meetings, always the same people doing all the work. So, between us, then it was just you, Joe, myself. We have more
Yes.
males in the organization than we had females. You know, Joe got voluntold to be a part of the organization because we needed
Voluntold.
members.
I hear you.
Bill,
I hear you.
Alan.
Yeah, because we needed members.
Yeah.
So, you know, as
Right.
we started getting more females, the guys started dropping off the positions. And it worked. We were able to do, you know, I did the paperwork every year for the renewal of the chapter. We did that one year. I think the first year we did it together.
Yes.
It's a 501c3, I believe.
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
And all that paperwork, if I didn't already email it to you, I'll give you a thumb drive with it. So,
Okay.
you know, even I don't have to, we can just pass the thumb drive on. So all you have to do is change dates and perhaps, okay, so we don't want to do or go to school and talk to kids. We want them to come to the airport. So it's pretty simple. It already exists. So you just have to go in and plug different things in.
Okay. Okay. And thank you very much. A couple points worth stressing. The organization is open to men and women. It's not necessarily just women. And you don't have to be a pilot to be a member. So I think that's something that could help distinguish the chapter from other flying organizations, because you can get involved and get support, but maybe a person won't be put off so much. We had an instance in the EAA chapter recently where a gentleman did come on board but begged off, feeling that we were standoffish towards him. And
Is that really what everybody has to be a pilot?
do we?
No.
But his impression of us was that we have our thing going on, and we're not all that inviting. That was his feeling about it.
Yeah, that's nothing new. Because when I joined
Okay.
20 years ago, I guess.
Right.
It's been that long? Oh my God. Because that's how kind of I felt too. Everybody was like,
yeah.
no one really came up to me and made me feel comfortable. And, like,
Okay.
part of the group.
So we're trying to change that.
When I joined, it did.
It's a gender-specific thing, I think, because when I joined the Ocean Air Sports Squadron, for many years, I was the female. And I had to just kind of blow off, you know, guys don't tend to be as talkative and initiative as women. So I had to just sort of make my niche and, yeah, okay, you know, fine. And now Melissa's a part, and we've got
Renee, right.
and, you know, I think you ladies feel fine now.
Oh, yes.
It's just the ground had to be broken a little bit.
Yes, right.
You know, you gotta talk to these women. You can't just expect them to, guys sit in a room for an hour and not talk to each other. Girls aren't like that. They feel that there's something wrong if no one's saying anything.
Yeah.
They don't like me.
But that's one of the things
So
I
I
tried
just
to
stay in
do.
my corner.
I don't,
Okay,
I'm very
so-
outgoing, you know, just hi, you know, whatever.
So in our heyday, we had some things going on. We spoke at a women's club meeting, One night,
We went to the,
Millville Air Show.
yeah,
We had a booth there.
and that was really good.
Went to Brookdale College.
Right.
We
Had
did
a
that
table.
for 2 years.
We had a
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Yes. We're probably best known for the Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
The basis of the chapter was at least two community outreach events a year and the fundraiser. That's what we were striving for. I'd like to see us keep that going if we could. The Halloween fundraiser may not be able to be what it was. The gentleman that was hosting it is not all that interested in continuing to be a part of the reorganized chapter. And aside from that, we don't know if the hangar's going to be available in the future also. So we have some interest in having a fundraiser and it being a Halloween party. We just might have to do it at another location. So, but it was all the rage, and people were actually looking forward to it happening this year too. But it's not.
My training buddies for they're angry. They
Yeah.
don't have a party to go to because it was such a great party.
Yes, and that's the feedback I've gotten also. Okay. All right, so I'd like to build on what Allison started.
Well, we
Perhaps-
started.
What we started. Thank you.
Keep telling her.
You keep
The house
telling her
is
that.
sure what we started.
We,
You were
uh,
right there.
These are, yes, we had shirts and everything.
Oh, nice.
Good. This
Very
is
nice.
this is our logo, Women in Aviation, Garden State Angels chapter.
Nice.
Beautiful woman on a plane.
That is a really nice logo.
Yes.
Yeah, one of our members
Yes.
designed it. She taught at a college.
Ver-
We never even met her. She was one of our no-show
no,
members.
no.
You know,
No
we
show
put it out, we
members.
sent
But
out.
she did something.
Yeah.
Yes, you did
And,
something
she
very
said, well,
nice.
I teach graphic design at whatever college and whatever, someplace in New York or whatever, and she had the students do it. So she sent like 4 different designs, and we voted on that one.
Garden State Angels began in 2008 in our official brochure. Okay.
You got it.
And Women in Aviation, there's a little bit of a mission statement here, is a nonprofit 501c3 organization dedicated to providing networking, education, mentoring, and scholarship opportunities for women and men who strive for challenging and fulfilling careers in the aviation and aerospace industries. Okay, very good. It's a pamphlet
But
too.
it would be good to get those brochures done in color.
Yes,
The,
thank you.
You named the people who you've been in contact with. How about Campbell?
Lisa.
Lisa,
Campbell. She
just,
runs
From
yes,
Airmods.
Airmont.
right, okay. I just know that she was in the email list,
Yeah.
but I didn't hear
Hear
from
from
her
her.
this time.
Yeah, she's,
Yeah, she's still on. She's
Okay,
still on board.
oh, good,
Yeah, she's just real busy.
okay,
And,
nice,
You know,
thanks.
she won't, she'll come to the activities sometimes, she has
Yes.
to, but she's not one for the meetings because she's got a lot going on.
Okay, all right, I
Yeah.
appreciate hearing that, thank you.
And I do have that on Digit, so I'll put everything on one thumb drive
Nice,
so that you'll have everything.
Organized.
Because for a minute there, I was just like, all right, Mel, help me do this. You know, everybody was busy. We just couldn't get anything done, and that's why I just wanted, let's close it because I can't do it anymore. You know, with the flight
Yeah.
school. So I'm glad you took over.
and
thanks,
not only the flight
thank you.
school, she just got promoted to major in the National Guard.
Yeah, you know, playing Army and all that good stuff.
Playing Army.
Thanks.
She got a lot.
So, you know, all that, it was just too much. It just
Right.
seemed like it was easy just to walk away. And, you know, if y'all are here, I imagine that you're here because you're going to help do stuff.
Yes,
No, okay.
yes,
You know, and that's the biggest thing, getting people to, and you know that.
Well, people's lives change, you know, sometimes you have time, sometimes you don't, it depends
Yeah.
what's going on in your life. And
Yep.
So that's when other people, like
Pitch in.
Melissa's gonna pick up the slack and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm glad you're keeping it going.
For the record, I was vice president and secretary, sort of both things there for a moment. So with Allison stepping aside, I was able to become president. So that enabled me to spearhead this reorganization. But we have a few people that are interested in really helping this effort. Deb is one of them. We hope that she still is keen on being the treasurer.
Can use my arm now.
Yes, yes, thank you. Jean, if I persuade him enough, will step on as vice president.
And Baker.
And Baker.
And candlestick maker.
And I know that your plate is full. I know it is. We'll talk.
Wouldn't believe it.
We'll talk later, just in case.
You want me as secretary, is what you're saying?
Well, possibly, but I know that we're going to talk about the secretary for the EAA a little bit later.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting it out there in case it's a possibility. Just putting it out there.
Is there anything that you wanted to stay with doing?
Yeah.
God, no.
Secretary. Go ahead, you go for it.
No, I'm need a filling girl, you know?
Well, you know, you need fill-in people.
Yeah, I
You
need
know,
a filling
when
so
your wife
I'll help
changes,
us.
You
'Cause
need
I've got-
people that can,
Yeah.
I'm doing this right now, can you help me with this project?
So
And you
when I
sit
can,
there
I'll
and
be
go.
happy to pitch in, but
One-
right now I'm just
Okay.
shredding life.
One of the things, if I could look at it this way, one of the things that's helped me with the EAA chapter is that the prior year president sort of stays on
Mhm.
to help the current president.
Right.
So if I could look to you in that sense, maybe where it's not like immediate,
absolutely,
right?
no.
Right, that'd be
Yeah,
good,
that's
right?
not a problem.
Okay, so
It's
that'd
not
be
a problem
nice.
at all.
Yes.
Now, do you have an advisory board or board of directors?
I
Yeah, we do have an
haven't cracked
advisory
the books
board.
yet. We do. Okay.
Yeah, and well,
It's usually made up of the officers?
we had talked about it and we used Lynn because,
Right.
Lynn, she didn't take sides and we thought she'd be a great asset. And
Right.
we had Pam, Laura's partner, but they're divorced. I don't think Pam's going to want to be bothered with us anymore.
Okay.
So, who else did we have? It's in there.
Well,
So you just
there was Yvonne and there was
Shari.
yeah.
They're still members,
Okay.
but Shari's flying big jets, so good luck trying to
Okay.
get her to do anything.
Yeah, she's in
She doesn't
Florida.
have time.
Okay.
Yeah, but she still
All
kept,
right.
her
So,
membership is our chapter.
so
Donna Vermillion?
good
By
thought.
asking them.
Yeah, good thought.
Yeah, they're planning on moving soon, though.
Oh, that's right,
They
Tennessee.
are Don. Yeah, there are a couple of ladies.
She'll help out for a while, I know she will.
Okay.
There's a balloonist that we've met, Amelia Berardo, who's
Good
tied
name.
in with the
Amelia,
fast
yeah,
team. So we're thinking of approaching her to see if she'd like to be involved, and then Mrs. Newman, Bob Newman's wife. She's becoming a little bit involved with the scholarship area of the EAA chapter, so she might be interested also. So we have a few people we could turn to, possibly. One of the things I could talk about real quick right now is Allison did not charge dues for the chapter and just kept it at the dues that were paid for national. Do you think that we should follow in her footsteps?
Doesn't
It's
actually give you percentage.
No.
We had to, all the monies we earned, we did it through fundraising.
Fundraising.
I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
know if, some organizations, they'll give like certain percentage back to the
Yeah, like
local chapter.
I'm
when
in an
people-
organization, the dues are $70 a year, and the national gets 35, and the local gets 35.
Yeah. Say, some of organizations do that, they don't do that here.
Mm-mm.
We can do what you want to do. I mean, to think about what you want to do and
Yeah.
suggest it.
Okay.
Well, what would you use the dues for?
I don't know yet. We have, I think it's a couple $1,000s. Is it not in the
Yeah, check
in
that
the
statement next.
in
Is
the
that
in the
last
bank?
statement
This
right
is
there? Yeah, that would be it. That's correct.
this is the money that was raised at the Halloween party
At a few Halloween parties.
at a few.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that
So-
pay for
About
like
2,700.
Yes, 2,700 as of June.
Yeah, and it hasn't changed.
food? And that
Okay.
paid for like booths at,
No, we didn't we used a very small percentage of our money to put back into our parties.
oh,
So
okay.
they'll always donate it, the food and the hanger and
And we bought food too. I mean,
And, yeah, everybody
everybody
pitched in.
When we had something, everybody bought
everybody
food.
pitched in, so we didn't have to come out, we didn't have to use our money. And it was only last year that we thought, well, this guy's been spending we've been using his heat, all that, so let's give him, I don't remember how much we gave him,
I thought it was 500.
probably towards, his bills,
Yeah,
his hanger
yeah.
bills. Considering he spent, probably just as much on the food and the booze. So,
Yeah. So I don't really know. Jean had the thought, and some of the other members also before we really stopped communicating, to take the money that's in the bank account and give it to the national as a scholarship. And Jean said, for someone from New Jersey. Do you think we should do that?
A scholarship to
Well, the
a
money,
college.
from what I understand, the money was raised for that purpose.
Yes.
Generally,
No,
right?
the money was raised so that we can do things that we wanted to do and
Oh, okay.
give a portion of it as a
Portion of
scholarship.
it.
So we agreed on 500, I think, as a
Yeah,
scholarship.
I don't remember.
But we never got through the paperwork because again, it was Allison doing all the work and Allison didn't have time to process, scholarship stuff. Yeah, but you can use it for whatever, if you wanna give
Give it
all of
all.
it to national, it's.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, when you give that money up, y'all better make sure that New Jersey gets recognized. Don't let them just take it and lump it in with everything else and, New Jersey
Yeah.
needs to be recognized for it.
Yeah.
And you could also give it in the state of New Jersey on behalf of women in aviation and make a big deal of it, who's the mayor of this area? So,
I don't even know actually.
That was
Carmen Amato is Berkeley Township. I guess it would be him. I guess this is considered Berkeley Township.
wherever the activities are
Yeah.
being held, make
Yeah.
sure that the politicians are involved and aware, so it can make the newspaper. You get more
That's
members,
true.
you get recognized.
Right.
But you give it to national.
I see what you mean. In other words, make it a public thing at some time when the mayor and everybody is together.
Yeah, where
and say,
you
we have this
advertise.
scholarship that's gonna go, and we
Yeah.
advertise it too.
Set up the first scholarship brunch or lunch or dinner, after you get that person and invite everybody and their mother, not for free, of course. Pay for their tickets for their meals. That's my brilliant idea.
I can get the press so that it gets
Yeah,
in the newspaper
absolutely.
and everything.
Right.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Yeah.
Well, getting
Yeah,
out
you are.
publicity, I should say.
Right.
Huh?
Right, you're good at getting by.
I do the fly things. I don't belong to it though.
You just do all the work.
Jimmy got me into that.
It's his fault.
No, I think all kids should be able to be in an airplane, see if they want to do it. And that's how Jimmy got me into that.
I think one of the things about women in aviation versus many of the other aviation organizations, they don't deal with flying that much, from what I understand.
Yeah, but
Right.
women in aviation, compared to EAA, they don't want us to sponsor any aviation-related activities.
Yeah.
So, we can't have a fly in the airport on account of women in aviation.
Right.
But can we do a ground thing?
You can do
Yeah,
ground
Towards
stuff.
some airports,
Yeah,
so those are the
you
type
can
of,
do
but
stuff like that, but actually the flying
thing.
part, so
Because I know
that's
that
where.
I have someone from Monmouth County that he contacted me a long time ago, Girl Scouts. And she wanted the girls to do tours of airports. They never tried to arrange with these guys.
Yeah, we've had Girl
No.
Scouts come to her flight school.
Yeah, but do something like that, the
Yeah.
Girl Scouts, and they sit in an airplane, and you go over the basics
Yeah.
with them, and
And Mel, you have Pat's number from the Girl Scout leader lady? Remember when they created that whole badge? You have your badge, right, the Girl
Yes.
Scout badge?
Did you
Maybe
finally
I'm-
get it?
Yeah.
Good, good,
They
good.
created the aviation badge for women in aviation to assist them.
She's been
But
working
again,
for
it never,
30
it didn't go.
years.
Stop.
So that's something you can
That's
tap
something.
into.
Worked out of that badge for 30
For
years.
30
So,
years.
you can
You
actually.
finally made it?
because you have to take them up in an airplane,
No.
but you can.
No,
Just knowledge of aviation.
Knowledge, knowledge of aviation
Mhm.
and,
I'd like to
sit in
talk.
an airplane and see the basics and,
yep,
learn little ditties. Like, when we do when I was Civil Air Patrol, we used to do the orientation flights. And I always sat on the ground, but I'd pull out the sectional, this is what they use for a map and this is how you follow, so that they thought they were real big wigs. They could find the frequency for the airport and tell the pilots. but it's just showing that, you know, this is aviation as opposed to real life. You could do that on the ground and have them, you know, some days they wouldn't fly because the weather would go down and the kids just loved it anyway. 'Cause sitting in an airplane and.
Melissa got her Halloween socks on.
There you go. We're found out there. Now, another thing we could do though
Oh, wait,
is,
there's one more thing to go.
Oh, no. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
is like hook up with the EAA chapter.
Yes.
And not do it as a Girl Scout event,
Do it as a,
Young Eagles event,
You know, you-
and take the girls flying that way.
And of
you
course-
get boys too.
Yeah,
you
well,
could do boys.
Yeah.
well, I've,
The boys won't get left behind. They refuse to be left behind.
well, and I do the aviation merit badge at the local merit badge fair.
Oh, is it
Boy
a
Scouts.
merit badge fair? Cool.
Yeah, they're used to. They're not they're not allowing it anymore because it was like they were concerned about giving away. Oh, there you go. That's cute.
Perfect. Matches the socks.
Nice,
Absolutely
nice.
beautiful.
But we used to have merit badge fair, and one of the things I would do is I'd spend the whole day talking. Well,
Doing ground. With
the whole morning, going through the whole merit badge with them.
Nice.
And talking about it. And one of the parts that they could do was to get a flight in an airplane. But I wouldn't do it there. They would have to, I would tell them about it and tell them to, you know, listen on the radios and stuff like that for it. And then,
Yeah.
or if they had it from, you know, a Young Eagle flight,
Mhm.
I would give them credit for it.
Cool.
You know, so it's like we could do the same thing with the girls. You know, they don't have to have it for their badge, but hey, they come to a Young Eagle flight,
Mhm.
bring mom and dad and sign off on it.
Yeah.
Take you flying.
Yeah, the EAA also has the flights for the adults.
So those are great ideas.
That's a new thing.
Those Eagle flights.
I'd like to
A
maybe
little
get
different.
a table at the fair. The EAA chapter's been at the fair the last couple of years,
Okay.
the Ocean
The
County
Ocean County
Fair,
Fair.
because it's right here.
Actually, we did a combination this past year. We had the EAA, and on the same table, we did the Air Support
Squadron, right,
Heck, we just
right.
get another section for
Yeah.
For,
women. For
yes, yes. And
Aviation for women.
maybe work with your Explorer post.
Well, that doesn't exist. I just have high schoolers that are,
Okay,
haven't set it up as an
as a
Explorer
post.
post yet.
Okay, okay,
Still trying to get kids interested and involved in coming out.
all right. So those are some ideas for the future. How often do you think we should meet? We were trying to meet quarterly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we should keep it that way or make it more often?
Sorry. I'm trying to listen to you and I didn't see your head.
You want me to take
It's a little distracting. Is that
A
what
little
it
bit.
A little distracting. It's funny though.
Don't shake your head.
Yes.
Okay.
I think with people right now, until you get some things going, I
Yes,
think with people in so many organizations, maybe quarterly is good.
good.
Because if you try to go monthly, then if you really don't have anything to do,
right.
that'll show people get disinterested. So you
Okay.
have to have something significant. So you should be able to develop something significant within 3 months.
Right.
Now, when you had your meetings before, were they quarterly?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
And if you need extra meetings, like you're trying to.
Yes.
set
Yeah,
up
which
a
is what we
big
did with
activity,
You can call.
Then
You
you
can
can
call it.
have it.
Okay.
Not that many people.
Okay.
I think you're right, if there's not much going on,
Yeah.
people's
But-
time is valuable.
A question I just want to throw out, because you know your organization better than I do. Could you use it as a social event, a monthly social event where everybody
Absolutely.
gets together and, that's kind of what we do with the AA. The guys just get together and
Absolutely.
they chew the rudders,
Yeah.
They have
chew
the
the
hamburgers.
donuts, I should say.
They have the hamburgers and hot dogs.
And we got hamburgers. Yeah, during the summer you have hamburgers and hot dogs, and and it's just the guys talk, and we open up the hangars over here. They look at the planes, and see what different projects that people are doing, people report on their projects.
Right.
You know, it's a more social thing. You think you'd get more people out if it was like a social event, monthly social event? I don't know.
Versus a meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that did happen at Runway 34. Remember when we were trying to have the meeting over the band?
Have it the night that the band's there. I was like, pick me that hour before we start.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll say quarterly until we get up to speed.
I know there's
Maybe
no problem if you don't have another place you can meet here.
Okay.
This is not an
Nice.
issue.
Yes. Jim and Deb are letting us use the hangar tonight.
That's good.
I'm just
You
saying.
two have taken over, right?
I know that we can, because I know Jimmy, and Jimmy says, sure, I don't care, the EAA needs it, whoever needs it, that's
Right.
what we're there for.
Okay.
We're a team, we're not
Good.
working against each other, I know how Jimmy thinks, and so I know it's not an issue if you wanted to do anything here.
Now, a thing that I can do, and anybody can do actually, is, I don't know if you put your meeting notices on Social Flight.
No.
What's that?
It's a weekly email that you get about
Activities in
aviation
your area.
activities in the area.
Social flight.
Yeah, Social Flight.
Socialflight.com.
Socialflight.com?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
And you can
great.
sign up for it and put,
It's been around for a while. It didn't really get as big as they wanted it to, but what they do have a lot of functions, webinars that you
Yeah.
can do and
Oh,
things
very
like that.
they have a lot of different things. I mean, they
It's good.
The CAP.
I've put a lot of our functions, EA functions on it in the past.
And y'all get responses
Probably.
back, people?
no, we'll get responses back, but, people show up. And it's another way of getting
We never really,
your face out in front of the public.
never really got any responses from it, which I was not too happy about.
But it didn't cost you anything. all
No.
that was
No, it didn't
time.
cost a thing.
Except for time,
Yeah, just time
Okay.
and a couple swear words.
And they're trying to get it
to make
big.
sure you get the, because the thing would always work right for you. Well, at least for me.
Oh, it always worked right for me.
Well, I'm an idiot. I don't know. It's like,
By the way, one thing is, you don't have to raise your hand here, you're not in school anymore.
oh, okay. Well, I
He
don't
can't
know.
help himself.
I'm at a
The teacher
meeting,
in it. The
Usually
teacher
I'm
in
up
it makes
there.
it
So it's
Yes.
like,
You want to be
Okay.
recognized, stand up.
oh.
The gentleman from the Black Pilots Association was in touch asking if we were going to have the Halloween party this year. So I told them our status, that we were not. But maybe we can get together next year. He was one of the folks to say how nice a time he had and what a good fundraiser it was. So
How many
Yeah,
people? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
A lot of people from the BPA came.
Yes.
There were at least
Yeah.
maybe a third of the.
It was hard to tell
Yeah.
who was there, because everybody was in costume, because
Yeah.
he didn't know where they were from.
Relax.
Right?
okay.
We're
And
literally.
we also have another BPA member that's a member of Women in Aviation,
Who's that?
Bill Scott. Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty.
How is he doing? Is he interested in sticking with us? or-
Yeah, he would have
Yeah.
been here tonight. He had some eye drops or something to
Okay.
his eyes.
Okay.
And he didn't.
Yeah, Scotty's a social butterfly.
Yeah,
Okay.
And he's a good worker.
Yeah, he is, he's
Okay.
a good
Yeah.
worker too.
Yes. All right. Did you have something that you wanted to?
No, I was just going to ask
Okay.
how many people showed up.
At the Halloween party.
the
I think I saw
130.
132. I saw in
Yeah.
someone's notes.
All right, there you go. That's
Yeah,
nice.
very nice.
Because you couldn't beat the,
The $25 fee?
yeah, it should have been at least 40, and maybe even 50, and we would have gotten it too, because so many people wanted to come.
There
Yeah.
you go.
And
Okay.
there was good food and stuff, and it was
Yeah.
all,
And-
the
and it
food
was
was
fun.
included in it.
It was really
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Okay, so we'll.
You didn't sign up anybody for the organization? No.
We might have gotten somebody doing one of those things.
We tried to have a binder
Of people who attended.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And I don't know if we actually got that filled out. Something happened, it went awry. Either it got filled out partially and we couldn't find it, or it didn't get filled out. Didn't get passed around enough or something like that.
One table and
Some-
stuck at that table.
Something like that happened, but, okay. Well, I'm close to concluding the meeting, unless you have something that you want to bring up. I'll sort of firm up a proposed slate of officers after I talk with Kurt about it. And I was thinking of, we're recording the meeting tonight, sending the recording to Laura, maybe having her do the minutes, because she wants to be involved, even though she's in New York. So this might be a way that she could hear what happened and help us out a little bit too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have the crosswind runway here, people could even fly it when you're here.
Yeah.
Got the new crosswind runway.
Yes,
Yeah, I've used
that's
it
true.
many
That's
times.
That was a long time doing that, going and getting signatures all over the state at air shows and stuff.
Now,
Yes.
with the parent organization,
Yes.
do they have a list of members in this area? Like Monmouth, Ocean County?
That's a good question, and there are probably people that are members of Women in Aviation that might not know of Garden State chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because that's one of the things we do with EAA.
Yes.
The problem
And-
with the EAA one is I did get a list for the EAA, except they will not give you any email addresses. It's strictly
It's all-
their
yeah, you gotta send it.
snail mail.
Snail mail.
So you have to make a card or something and then send it out. But we could do that here.
Do they give you phone numbers?
No,
Just addresses.
just addresses.
And normally, you know why they can do that? Because normally it's public information when you have a pilot license.
True. Whereas the phone number and the email is not.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
no,
that's a good thing. I think
Based on
your
the
point
message,
is
you can
that,
get
to,
information.
to call them and, try to encourage them to come.
I don't
Yeah,
know, but
well, sometimes in contacting people, like even email might help, or calling people, that's how you really get people.
In the early days of our EAA chapter, I'm going to say early days, so up to like 10 years ago even, we were sending out notices for the meeting every month. We stopped doing that because almost everybody has an email address now. So we collected everybody's email,
yes,
and
yeah, most of
but before that, I'm going to say among the members, maybe a third of them had email up to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But now everybody has.
Now everybody pretty much does.
That's easier than addressing things, you just have a master list and you just.
So what you can do is, once you send them a card, maybe with an email for them to email you, then you have their email.
Get that one-time shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kurt. Anything else, or should we go to coffee and pie?
coffee and pie sounds
Coffee and
really
pie
good.
sound good? Meeting adjourned. Watch out, Joe.
That's called a
I like,
mallet.
I like the mallet.
That's a mallet.
Oh, that's a,
A
Yeah, where did
gavel
that
in
come
her
from?
case.
This
from-
no, this was
Black
from an antique shop.
oh.
And it is a mallet.
It's a mallet.
Yeah, it's a real
But
mallet.
Yeah,
for
back
Melissa's
there.
use, it's a gavel.
Yeah, that's the one the black
Here's
sheep.
the black sheep one.
I kind of did like a garage sale, it was like a Bam Bam one or something, but Jimmy was
Bam
his
Bam.
mallet.
Does
So
it
I
squeak
came
when
in-
you hit it?
Huh?
Does it squeak when you hit it?
No,
Yeah.
he
It does
wanted a
it?
mallet. It would be better probably if it squeaked.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you familiar with black sheep? Yeah, okay, I didn't know. It was supported by the county.
Yeah,
What's the black sheep? I'm not familiar
they
with
go
it.
search and rescue.
Ocean Air Support Squadron
It's really
is
Ocean
what
Air
we're
Support
called, but
Squadron.
Mike had that made up.
So is it like the, what do you call them?
Civil Air Patrol.
Is it like Civil Air Patrol?
No, we are a private organization, we're a nonprofit. We actually work for the county.
Mhm.
They call us their air wing, and they give us missions, and we fly for fuel, actual fuel, and a quart of oil. And
A quarter of oil and fuel.
well,
work
they,
cheap.
airplanes, they drink oil.
You know,
What
Some
are
more
the
than others.
some people would do
They
anything
do.
for
A flight.
Yeah, exactly.
you know?
That was-
So what sort of missions do y'all have?
We do the Sunset Patrol. I don't know if you've heard of that. We fly in Ocean County. We go up and down the coast at sunset on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and holidays. Sometimes they want us to do, like before the big storms, they have us fly up and down the coast, and we take pictures of everything, and then we do it again after the storm. And so that they get before and after pictures. Sometimes they have us on searches.
Like some person might wander into the woods.
We
or
get the
something.
wandering people. One time they had us on one for a car that was stolen, and trying to help direct them. That's why we have the radio room in here.
Well, one time they actually, he was an officer, but it was a dog, a canine, and
The
he
dog
kind of
ran
took off
away.
after a deer or something. So
He
they
was
had
in
us
training,
looking
the
for him.
Did
canine.
y'all find it?
No, they
We
did
didn't,
not
but
find
they
it.
did find him, yeah.
In the woods, he sort of wandered back.
With his tongue hanging out.
Some of the things that you find, like I know I was out
I don't
one
know.
evening, and there's a place that rents jet skis, and there were two girls that rented them, and they didn't come back in the hour they were supposed to. And so they sent us out and we found them. And what they do is that they think it's a real big deal to go down the marshes where nobody is. Well, the problem is down south in the marshes where nobody is, nobody's gonna find you when you stole that thing and can't get it started again. So we found some of those. There was another boat that was sinking, and John Hermack and I don't remember who else were up. And one person was on the top of the water, and they didn't know where the other one was. So we were 2 minutes away. Well, John's got the big 6 seat, so he's real fast. So he just gunned it. We were there in 2 minutes over the scene, and the boat went down. It's weird. You could see the bubbles and everything, and then they had the water rescue team circling it. But we went all around the area to make sure that he wasn't any place. And the family was so appreciative because they're standing on the shore that somebody was there, and they didn't even get the chopper, the Coast Guard chopper, started by the time we were all done and leaving. And we didn't find him. He was apparently stuck in the cabin, but it made the family feel good that if there was something that he was waving or doing something, we were right over and looking.
Was he alive? Everything came out okay?
No, he didn't. He was stuck one got out and the other one was stuck in the cabin, and he went down, the divers went down, and it was too late.
It's a shame.
But, there's all kinds of stuff that we do. And pilots,
in the winter.
planes work better when they're flown.
So you use your own airplanes?
They use their own airplanes,
And they get paid, reimbursed with fuel
they're actual fuel and a quart of oil.
and a quarter of oil.
And even with Gene, he's got the 6-passenger, whatever it costs in fuel, that's what they pay. And Melissa, she doesn't use as much fuel, but.
So they must like when Melissa goes up.
6 gallons an hour, 5 gallons an hour, maybe.
4.8.
Huh?
4.8.
I was close to
Oh, my
5
goodness.
gallons.
But yeah, that's what we do. And it's, if you got a plane and you're looking for something fun to do, something different to do, other than just going up and down the coast or doing something.
That's fun for me.
It's fun for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
we have observers and they train how to scan and all that kinds of stuff. And
Yeah, breakfast.
we have the radio up people, and we have scanners in the back seat, and we have all the maps and everything in the GPS, and we have it all coordinated. They had us go down was it the power plant?
Yes.
They had suspicious people. The power plant
The
thought that they
the
were.
nuclear power plant?
Yeah, and so they had us going down, taking pictures at different
They had us
times
going
and
to,
stuff like that.
some of the other plant,
The water
sewer
plant, the sewer plant. So they asked us to, could you send somebody
Here's our-
up and
Here's our Sunset Patrol.
take some pictures?
These are the points that we call in at. We do, we call in traffic problems too.
What do you mean?
And that's every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during the summer. It ends 2 weeks after Labor Day. It starts.
And your champ would be ideal because it's tandem seating, you see out of both sides.
I like hanging around over Old Bridge looking at the fools, who's taking off and who's holding what position when they're not in that position.
Yeah, Hayes Hewitt, he's got the Aronca.
Isn't it surprising if people call in, they're at a certain position and they're not
One
there?
45 for runway 24, and I'm looking on, he's like a 90 degree,
Yeah.
you know, for the 06. Another one's calling 4 miles out, and I'm like, you just passed the airport.
Well, one of the other missions they do in the winter, they'll be coming up shortly. Once all the leaves drop off the trees, we do these grid search patterns in
Survey
some areas,
flights,
survey
yeah.
flights looking for garbage and things that people
Dumping
dump.
tires, people dump a lot of tires.
Yeah,
And
you can see on the different counties, every now and then there's a truck that goes out on the road just to pick up tires that are left on the road,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of tires.
people go out into the pine barrens out here and they dump tires and things. A lot, and garbage, you know, just old rusty cars and things. One of our summer things that we were flying over by Heritage Mineral here, and there was a truck in the water. Somebody had dumped it. They stole it, and then they dumped it, and it was in the water. And you couldn't see it from the ground, but you could see it from the air. That was cool.